Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this video we are going to do a complete Elliott Waves analysis on AERODROM's chart and see what is happening and why do I believe in AERODROME we may have a beautiful buying opportunity. Now, in case that you are a new viewer, you should know that in my main channel, I think it was like maybe a year ago, I actually checked AERODROM's price chart and I still believe this move on the upside is a fantastic and clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulsive structure with all the sub waves. I do not believe 5 waves on the upside do get basically any more clear than this. Now, when we were right around these areas, I was saying in AERODROME, as long as we're not getting a break of this level, we can consider having another move up in order to take the highest side in here for the first target, about $2.3. And I think I said we're gonna go most likely quite a bit higher than that. So what happened? We did get a move on the upside, and in this move, we did take this high, but here's the key, we didn't really go much higher than that. And from these areas, we got, I'm gonna say, maybe like a relatively strong move on the downside. And this is a very important point. Now I'm going to say this is not actually an impulsive structure anymore. And instead, it's part of a correction. And that makes me say right around the current area in AERODROME might be a beautiful buying opportunity. Now, the story from here, depending on whether you are a trader or investor, gets way different, because if you are a trader, well, unfortunately, I do not have good news for you. I don't believe right in here is a long opportunity. However, if you are an investor, again, I think this is a huge buy because we are at around these extremely cheap prices. And let's say you want to buy AERODROME right in here about the 60 cents area. What can be your stop loss? Let's say you want to be safe and you want to put it under maybe these areas about 20 cents. So you're basically having a 40 cents stop loss. Question, what's your target? I think the bare minimum one, if you want to be pessimistic, is around the all-time high about $2.3, which means you are having at that point about like a $1.6, $1.7 target. And well, you do the simple math, your risk to reward ratio at that point is about 1 to 4. And I don't know about you guys, for me, this is absolutely amazing. That's why I believe if you are an investor and you don't care about what is happening in the short term, AERODROME is a beautiful buy for you. Now, what if you are a trader? What should you do right now? Basically, I do not believe that at the moment, at least from a trader point of view, we shouldn't be doing anything. We should just watch this structure on the upside very closely and wait for the ultimate bullish sign indicating the low is already in. And we are going to talk about that in today's update. But before that, I said this move on the upside is part of a correction which may have started from this high about $2.3. And what is the pattern for it going to be? Well, you see, if you want to say this is a correction, well, okay, I think we can all agree this is a very deep one. And followed by that, we got a move down and we barely took this low. But then it seems like that we got some sort of a bounce back. And this is the perfect recipe for, you probably know it if you are a regular viewer of the main channel, an ABC in form of a flat structure, because in a flat, we usually do test the highs and lows. And then we're going to get a very strong move on the upside. And in terms of the subwaves, you know the deal. ABC down into A, ABC, or maybe a WXY on the upside into wave B. It's not really that important. And then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down into RC. Now let's go on the live chart and see what is happening. There we go. So I think we can all agree that this is absolutely an ABC zigzag. Now, followed by that, I believe, yes, this can be 5 up into a correction for wave B. Beautiful ABC zigzag to about here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and another move on the upside into wave 5, which on a higher degree, that 5 wave is going to be into RC leg. Now, here's the key. I think I am able to find a complete impulse on the downside to about the lowest low down here around the 28 cents area. And in that case, well, okay, the low is already in and we have completed the subwaves for, you know what, an ABC flat structure. And on a higher degree, okay, this is an insanely bullish setup, because either if you want to be pessimistic, you can say maybe this is going to be just a simple A, B, C zigzag, which means, again, remember, even according to the most pessimistic scenario in AERODROME, we can consider having another beautiful phase of the bull run in order to set an all-time high and take the highest side around $2.3. And this time, I think we are indeed going to go quite a bit higher than that. Or if you want to be a bit more optimistic, you can say in AERODROME, we are having a wave 1, correction for wave 2, big move up into wave 3, correction for 4, another move on the upside into wave 5, and pay attention. This wave 4, most likely, if it is actually going to happen, is going to be for the next bear market. And this wave 5 is actually for the next bull run. So basically, in both of the scenarios that we checked, we said we are going to get a relatively strong move on the upside. But what's the difference? If we are having an A, B, C zigzag, we can expect AERODROME to take the high side and go a bit higher, but that's probably it, just a little bit higher. However, if we are having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, one very important characteristic of a wave 3 is being a very, very strong and sharp move on the upside. So if this is happening, this move up is going to, I would say, get extended quite a bit, and you are going to be really, really surprised by the target. And I'm not going to talk about the targets now because I'm going to get accused to being an absolute moonboy. So let's just say overall, we are actually bullish. Now, let's go on some lower time frames and see what is happening in a very, very short time. You see, if you want to say we are having our final low around here, maybe this is like a very important support, then okay, off of the lowest low in this region, you need to be able to find a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up. This specific example is a normal 5 wave. Rules for it are we should not have overlapping of the waves between our wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of 5 wave, wave 3 should not be the smallest wave. And for our sub waves, you know the deal, 5 wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5. Let's change the colors to maybe orange so you can see it a bit better. There we go. Another 5 into wave 3, and this is our final 5 wave into 5. And for wave 2 and 4, we can have maybe different counts. It's not really honestly that important. Let's say sure, ABC into 4 and a WXY into wave 2. Now let's go on the live chart and see why right now we are on the bullish track, but from a trader point of view, this is not a long opportunity. I think we can safely assume that starting from the lowest low, we are having a very, very clear and classic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up, followed by that, this is most likely just a simple and beautiful A, B, C zigzag. And what is happening starting from here? I think, yes, we can consider this structure up as an impulse, probably to about here. And then this whole move is going to be most likely correction down, probably an A, B, C running flat into wave 2, big move up into wave 3, maybe to about here, correction for 4, another move up into wave 5. Now, this is the key. So far, these can be only the sub waves for an A, B, C zigzag, indicating our move down overall in AERODROME is not over yet, and we can get a move down and set new lows and take the lowest low all the way down here about 28.5 cents. On the other hand, at the same time, these can also be the sub waves for, you know what, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulsive structure. And that, my friends, is exactly why if you are a trader, this is not a buy opportunity for you, because at the moment we cannot really be sure about which possibility is happening at the moment. I think right now we need to be a bit patient and see a slow and choppy move on the downside, which is a very important characteristic of a corrective movement, and then see another move up. And at that point, we are going to be able to be bullish in the short term in AERODROME with a lot more confidence, because at that point, well, okay, these are the subwaves for an impulsive structure on the upside, and we can say maybe the final bottom is already in. So for now, I believe we are definitely on the bullish track in the short term. But just to make sure that we are looking optimistic and the low is already in, we need to wait a little bit more and see something like this. If you are an investor and again, you do not care about what is happening in the short term and you do not want to be involved in that, then okay, around the current areas, from my point of view at least, is a fantastic buying opportunity for the mid to long term. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in AERODROME's chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.